since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. This was passed along to me from a subscriber. I apologize. I don't remember who sent it. I wrote it down, but I can't find it. But this is the future that we're heading towards. This is the future of the transgender agenda that we're heading towards. And it's so ridiculous that I'm laughing. I'm laughing that this is even an article. This is even a topic of conversation that people are taking seriously. I mean, you want to just smash your head through the wall at the insanity of it all. But remember, folks, I have to be careful with what I say here because this can be considered hate speech for giving my opinion. And remember, it's an artistic expression that I'm giving. But get a load of this. Transgender activist, this is according to theblaze.com, says that straight men should work through non-attraction to transgender women. So we all need to work through it. This is going to be part of the agenda that they push because they're going to start putting more and more trannies on television and trying to sexualize them and confuse, men to be attracted to male trannies and vice versa, women with women trannies. And they're going to say it's time for us to work through this and realize that that's really a woman. Oh yeah, don't worry about the fact that it's got a penis. No, just ignore that. It's a woman because it's got globs of makeup on, and it's got a wig and everything, and it's got, stuff shoved in its shirt to make it look like it has breasts, and yeah, just ignore the penis and the fact that you can't even have intercourse with it. Yeah, don't worry about that. It's time to work through it. And what was funny and caught my eye immediately is that this photo of transgender activist Xenia Jones insists that straight men don't desire transgender women, simply have an issue that they need to work through. And what a coincidence. What do we see right on this, what's a nice word to put here? Not right on this no, I can't say human being. What do we see right on this thing? We see what? A pentagram. Oh, that must just be a coincidence that we have a Satanist here who is out pushing this agenda. Look, right there on the chest region, you see the Baphomet pentagram upside down. Inside of what? Inside of a transgender symbol or some type of gender symbol. Right in the middle. No big deal, right? The Baphomet pentagram. Listen to this article. I mean, this is just pure insanity. So what they're doing is they're saying, we all need to work through it. I'm a man who's attracted to women, okay? Have been my whole life. Never had 1 second of my life where I wasn't and thought about the other sex. Ever. Okay? But now, suddenly, if a man puts on a dress, I need to work through the fact that he has a penis and accept him as a woman and be sexually attracted to him. It says, it seems it's not enough for transgenders to merely push for acceptance and force laws to change so they can use bathrooms that correspond to whatever gender they identify with. Hitting deeper, the new push has been to get people to speak transgenders' preferred pronouns in conversations or suffer shaming and backlash. What could possibly be next, you might ask? Well, one transgender activist insists that straight men who don't desire transgender women simply have an issue they need to work through. In other words, according to Xenia Jones of Orlando, Florida, straight men should be willing to be romantic with biological men who identify as women. And if not, as Jones gets into soon, they ought to be viewed as holding an odd opinion. So it's an odd opinion. So if you're attracted, if you're a guy out there, listen, you're attracted to a beautiful woman, and you're not attracted to a creepy, grotesque man in drag, well, that's going to be considered odd. She says nobody has to be with anyone they don't want, she says on Twitter, and adds, it's okay to have a baseline social norm of treating trans women as the women they are. But they're not women, Ziana, or whatever your name is. From this point, Jones, a gender researcher, really digs in. She says, being exclusionary of trans women partners should be an outlier and marginal position for straight men, not some commonplace expectation. All right, so she's forgetting something here. It's kind of important, I would think, that these men have penises. So that would make straight men gay for being attracted to a man dressed up as a woman. Well, of course she's got the pentagram, because this all fits into the satanic agenda, the Baphomet agenda, one gender, right? Homosexuality, all works perfect for what they want. She says, I also believe the blanket claim of straight men don't want to be with someone who has a penis, she adds, before getting into stats without citing stats. I mean, this is incredible, you know, and this is what's going to happen. They're going to say, listen, men out there, you know, just stop being hateful, be loving, realize that these are women now because they claim to be despite having penises, and start dating them and start performing sodomy with each other. I mean, it's unbelievable. This agenda is getting out of control. The woman goes on to say, I mean, this is just unreal. She says, it's absolutely possible to work through this. It's a penis. Yes, a woman's. It's part of her body. So she's saying, look, it's a tranny woman with a penis, but it's a woman's penis. So is this going to be the new lingo now? We're going to have women's penises and men's vaginas? I mean, what absurdity. And the scariest part is that our society embraces this. Embrace the love. Embrace it. This agenda is out of control. And other news that came out, which is more just absolutely laughable, Gavin Rosem of the band LCD Sound System has come out as a woman, apparently. He says that he's been a woman his whole life. He said, this is my 5th decade being alive, and in each of those decades, there's been a time where I've tried to say, hey, I think I'm transgender. This was even before the word existed. Sure. So in other words, his handler got a hold of him and said, listen, okay, this is what you're going to do. We need more people in the spotlight, and we need people in the music industry now to change their sexes, because Caitlyn Jenner wasn't enough. We need more and more. So this guy got tapped on the shoulder by his handlers, and now suddenly he's wearing lipstick and is a woman. And on top of that, I'm reading this morning that we actually have a transgender person running for public office. Yes, that's correct. It says, will 2017 be the year of the transgender candidate? So that's what we need. You know, it's not bad enough for us that we have Satanists controlling our government who, you know, eat babies, perform pedophilia, who are the sickest human beings ever. That's not bad enough. Now we need people who are even just, I shouldn't say, on the same level. Now we need people who are just even more mentally, you know, sick, who can't even figure out what's going on with their genitalia, what they want to be. Yeah, we need them controlling the Senate and the government and being in positions of power. That's great. So in Virginia, we have W0M3N making her pitch to voters while debating 3 fellow Democrats trying to unseat Republican State Delegate Bob Marshall in Virginia. And he's looking to become the first transgender politician. So this is spreading like wildfire. I mean, I understand there's chemicals in our food and there's chemicals in the air being dumped on us. I get that. I get we're all under spiritual attack every single day. I understand we need to have the armor of God on. I understand all that stuff. But I mean, how much chemicals are some of these people getting? Are they snorting chemicals? Are they going to like chemical facilities and just taking pounds and pounds of chemicals and ingesting it? Because this is lunacy. So this is the future of our country, folks. Transgender politicians, no big deal. We have lead singers of bands suddenly just turning into the opposite sex because they don't feel ashamed anymore. I mean, just, you know, more mental stuff. And we have these Satanists, like this Ziana, who's got her Baphomet pentagram on herself, beginning this movement of saying that men need to work through their non-attraction. So we need to work through it. We need, in other words, you need to become attracted to the same sex, or else it's hate speech. That's what it's going to turn into. They're going to say, hey, a call for an uprising. Get a load of this dude in a wig with a stuffed shirt with fake breasts and lipstick, and don't mind his beard or his penis, because you have to be attracted to it, or we're gonna, call it hate speech and throw you in a prison cell. I mean, that's the future of this world. They're gonna say it's hate speech to not be attracted to the same sex, that it's hateful towards women because these men with penises are considered women. The absurdity that is our current world, folks. I want to just say, welcome to hell. Are we there already? The lake of fire is getting hotter by the second, but the insanity on earth, minute by minute, it becomes laughable because it's just, they're doing this so fast. They don't even care. They're not even going, let's ease people into it. They're just doing it because they know that society is so stupid at this point that they're busy and distracted with their technologies and their social media status and caring about themselves, to not even blink at this stuff and just say, oh yeah, accept these people, accept this. Not thinking about how it's influencing children, how it's defying scripture, because they don't care. They want to live in the do without will society, and that's what we have right now. So the world just gets more embarrassing by the minutes, folks. I mean, it really, really does. So be prepared. Be prepared, ladies as well. If you're not attracted to, a woman who decides to take hormones to grow a beard, if you're not attracted to it, it's going to be considered hate speech for you as well. So the insanity continues. I thank you for listening to today's show. I think I thank you. Again, I'm sorry for ruining your day, but this is what's going on in the world. Unbelievable. God bless all of you and your families.